Hey guys, welcome back to the Paper Lion. It's me, Gypsy. I hope you guys have been doing great. I've been so busy, so lazy, not lazy on purpose, but the dreaded M word is attacking me right now. So I am doing my best to keep above water with school going back and everything else, me going back to work, and this is Labor Day, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to get something done today because I'm off. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing great. Don't mean to just open up the video bombarding you, but I'd like to kind of let you know why I haven't had any videos really out for a few days. But anyway, what I'm going to show you today is going to be a quick and simple little project. This little style glue book, it's basically the same technique as the other little glue books that I showed you guys. Like this one is just, this one is vertical, this one is going horizontal. Anyway, I'm not showing you the book. I'm going to be doing some of those in Quiet Time Crafting. But what I wanted to show you was the button closure. This is what I'm going to show you how to do today. It's a cute little button closure that you can add to pretty much any of your projects. You can just pop it on. I popped a little fabric behind mine just to kind of give it a little bit more dimension. But it's so super simple to make, and let's get started. Basically, all you're going to be doing is using, of course, buttons, and then you're going to be using like a hole punch. This is a 1 inch that I decided to use for this project. I've already got some holes punched out to kind of shorten the video, and I am going to be using, obviously, buttons today since it's a button closure. This is that pretty little box that my cousin got me. I decided I wanted to keep it on my desk because I don't use enough buttons in my projects, and this is one of the haul video, some of the buttons I got. I still have loads that I need to, but they're packed. Well, they're not really packed away, but they're in like the other room. And so I don't get to use them. So I decided to use this for that. I thought that worked out really well. And I'm going to be using today some cording. You can use embroidery floss. You can use like a thin ribbon. Anything that you think is thin enough to get around a button to create a closure. The button that I am going to be using, the one that I used for this one, it's a vintage button, and I hope you can see this, but it has like a kind of like a hump in it. Can you see that? There's like a little bit of a rise in the back, so it's not a completely flat button. If you have to use a flat button, I'm pretty sure that one would work too, but this one has like a slight little unevenness to the bottom. Hope you guys can see that. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be focusing on gluing this area, that little hump area. So with that being said, let's get started. The one thing that you will want to make sure is that this is completely dry before you start trying to do anything else with it, before you like try to attach it to anything, because otherwise, of course, that button is going to just, and I did that wrong already. So let's go ahead and go with another one. I'm basically just going to be focusing on this area, this hump. And you want to be a little bit generous with your glue here. And it doesn't matter if the glue seeps through a bit, because I am going to put something on top of that. And I'm dropping everything. So basically, you want your little hole punch, of course, should be a little bit bigger than the actual button itself. You see how there's just a little bit of a lip around there, and you don't want to move it too much because you don't want it to like glue the area where you need to put your ribbon. Okay, I'm going to sit this one to the side to dry, because as I said, you need to make sure that it's completely dry before you start doing anything. And so before I started the video, I went ahead and got us to that stage, and this one is completely dry on here. You can see there is like a space between the paper and the button. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take some of our cording. You decide how long you want this to be, depending on how big you think the project is that you're going to put it on. And I think I have some scissors. Yes, I do, right behind me. I've been using these on just little booklets, so it doesn't take too much cording. But if you're going to like incorporate this onto a bigger project, of course, get a little bit more measure. And if you're going to be doing working with projects where you're going to be mass making these, which these are so easy and cute that they're easy to mass make, very quick to do. You know, you can give yourself a little bit of extra cording just in case you decide to put it on a different project later. But with these, the way I'm going to be using them, once they're glued down, then they're glued down. Okay, so now we have this glued onto the first, and we are basically just going to be, we're going to add some glue to the back of that. Guys, it's been so long, I'm kind of nervous making a video because it's been a week since I made a video, and it's like, oh, I've forgotten what to do, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now we're going to just sit that in the center, and I'm going to, just to make sure that mine is going to be completely glued down, I'm going to go ahead and add some glue to this other side too. And basically what we're doing is just going to be securing this, the cordage or a ribbon or whatever you decide to use in here. We're just going to be securing it down to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. So you want to make sure you get those really pinched in. You know, it's probably, probably be a good idea. I made this thing over a week ago, so I probably glued my two pieces together before actually adding the button to the top, just to make sure it got like completely flat, because that's much easier to do, you know, getting these two pieces flat before adding your button. So if you're doing this, I would suggest putting the circular pieces together first before adding your button on top. Just make sure that before you actually use it, it's completely dry. Alright, so now that we got this together, that is basically it. But I am going to go back and cover over this glue. I don't like the glue poking through, so I'm just going to go through and add a little button or a little gemstone right there in the middle. It's not a gemstone, it's a pearl. Make sure you have enough glue to keep that on. And basically, guys, that is it. Okay, guys, now that we have this all glued together and have this little piece on here, it's still a little moving because this one's not completely glued. But let me go ahead and show you how to add this to a little piece if you wanted to add that to one of your projects. Basically, you would just go through and add your glue to the back, line it up wherever you want it on your little piece, making sure you get it completely down. You can always, I'm gonna just pop that off for a second because it's not completely glued down, and I can always come back and glue that down. It's not a big deal. I'm just gonna go in from the inside and give that a little bit of a and remember, there's always more than one way to skin a cat. You know, when you are working through projects, you can always figure out an easier way to do something. You can always, if it's hard or tricky because this is like a little bit bulky, and you know, to get everything glued down, you can always take that first little round piece that we did, and after you put your cord in it, you can get it situated on your thing wherever you want it, and then of course you can come back afterwards and glue your button, and that way you can move on to another project while it's getting glued down. There's, like I said, there's always more than one way to skin a cat. But anyway, guys, that is basically the project for today. Of course, it just loops around just like the other one did. I hope that you guys enjoy this, and if you did, make sure you leave me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.